my name is Derek Gann. My wife and I, we own Birmingham, Alabama. So we have 4 kids, 10, 8, 5, and 3. And we opened up in September of 2017. So approaching our 7-year anniversary. The motivation to become a franchise owner is something I think that either you're born with it or you're not. To be an entrepreneur, you have to be dedicated. You have to have a go-gettingness. You really have to want to have a desire for people as well. And so when we were looking at 101 Mobility, we really looked at 3 different things. We wanted an industry that was growing. We wanted an industry that was impactful to people. And we wanted an industry where we could leave a legacy. And so that's what we were able to get with 101 Mobility. And that's why we chose it, because we see the future. The future's bright. Yeah, I was a franchise owner before, so I actually got my feet wet with franchising with Chick-fil-A. And so I worked for about 6.5 years with them, 3 or so, a little bit over 3, kind of in an apprenticeship, and then 3 actually owning my own restaurant in California. And so they were a great company to be able to learn from, to be able to learn leadership from and systems. And in reality, that carried over to 101 Mobility. And so 101, when we signed on 7 years ago, that was also some of the stuff that we looked at, like, hey, can I plug into this system and can I play with the skills that I have? And so that's what we love about franchising, is you don't have to invent the wheel, you just have to drive. So before I owned Chick-fil-A and before we did 101 Mobility, I was in sales. So I am not very hands-on with construction and installation of equipment. To be honest with you, I don't know that I could install a stair lift. I rely on our team to be able to do that, and it's quite a common joke that Derek can't install a stair lift. And so being in this industry, you don't have to be hands-on like that. You just have to have a love for people, a love for your community, and a desire to grow and impact lives. So with being involved with 101 Mobility, and again, part of the stuff that I did like about it and loved about it was that we had 2 weeks. So I was able to be trained. Each at the corporate office pours into you to be able to really invest in you, show you how to do the installations, show you how to do some of the service work. And then beyond that, there's support. And so you're never out on an island, you're never alone. And so I felt comfortable with the skills that I have jumping in with 101 Mobility to really be able to flourish and to leave the legacy that we were looking to do. So even on the back office side of it, 101 is able to, you spend a full week at Wilmington and you really just get invested in. You walk through the systems. I mean, as simple as how to make an order and how to create a quote, how to complete a quote. But then there's also things on the back end about your financials and really trying to help walk you through how to be successful in the business that you've invested in. So one of the best things I think about 101 Mobility, and it's still true today, 7 years later, is that when I reach out to them, and I would say I say franchise owners, when we reach out to them, it's literally within 24 hours, if not same day, that you get a response. Because when you're out in the field, your questions are immediate, but you can't always make a phone call. And so when you're able to send a text, when you're able to send an email, and it doesn't take forever or 3 days to get it back, that's a huge blessing for you. Because again, you're in it, you're in the thick of it. It might come to your mind when you're installing a stair lift, and so you fire off that email because it's on your mind. And then before you know it, you're leaving the job site an hour and a half later and you've got a response to your answer. So the support that we've been able to feel from the technical side with the back office to the marketing support to Joe as president, I mean, the support that we get is unparalleled. So I discovered 101 Mobility this in a season of my life where I'd actually left Chick-fil-A, left the West Coast. My wife and I, she was in Alabama. I moved to Alabama to be with her. We have we've known each other since we're 11, so there's a lot of history there. But it was a family friend who does and sells franchises. She actually knew our history, so she reached out to us actually and kind of initiated a conversation. And so there was about a 7-month period where we were dating 101, and we were asking them questions, we were letting them ask us questions. We were researching the market. We were trying to see if the market was there and was viable for what we wanted to do. And so it was a great process. And then at the end of it, it kind of goes back to the 3 points that I talked about. At the end of all of that research and all of that dating, we found that we were in an industry that was growing. We found that we were in an industry where we could have a positive impact on people, and that we were in an industry where we could leave a legacy. The business that we're in, the impact that we can have on just the communities around us is far more valuable than any money that you may make. I mean, we're truly in a business that's not transactional. We impact lives on a daily basis, and that's what gets us up every day. When we leave a house, people's lives are better, right? So we provide them freedom, we provide them independence, we give them hope for a better life and for a better future. If that doesn't fire you up, like, I don't know what does. And so when we're able to get up in the morning and do those things, get a disabled son off the ground and onto his changing table with his mom, not having to hurt her back, getting a husband from the basement where he's been living for 2 years because there's only access to the house, and be able to get him up the steps and into his bedroom. Those are the things that have eternal impact, and that's what we provide. One of our more favorite memories is a child who he is disabled, and he was actually a sad story. He was disabled from his dad, so his grandparents were able to take him in, right? And you don't learn this over just one simple phone call. Like, what we do is we impact our customers' lives. We invest in them, we talk to them, we walk through these long processes with them. And so we were able to help give him freedom, even though he's in a wheelchair, through a patient lift system. And so we were able to go there for about a week and a half, working with contractors and being able to install that system to where he'll himself be able to get out of bed, move across his room, into the bathroom, sit down on the toilet, in the shower, do all these things independently without having to call for grandma to come in to help him. And so this is, again, this is the work that we do on a daily basis. So 101 Mobility, by far to me, is the best franchise opportunity that's out there. However, I will say is not for everyone, but it is for anyone who wants to invest in your team and wants to invest in a community. It's for anyone who wants to put forth the effort to work and to work hard. It's for anyone who wants to leave a legacy for their family and for their team. And it's for anyone who wants to be somebody who can make an eternal impact. If I could turn back the clock, would I make this decision all over again? I think that's a great hiring decision, right? Would you hire this person again? If I could turn back the clock, I would do it sooner. Now, saying that, do I think in my life that I was ready for it? Maybe not. But I do wish that I'd been involved with 101 Mobility sooner, because I see now, looking back over 7 years, I can see what we've been able to do, the people we've been able to help, the team that we've been able to assemble. And man, I just wish I had that sooner in my life.